Have you ever gotten a feature back from another artist and it just was not what you expected? It was either not a great verse, or maybe it was not a style of music that you would hope that an artist would give you because they're familiar with that style. Whatever the case may be, you got a song back from an artist and you were just like, that ain't it, chief. Well, do you tell the artist to change the song, or what do you do? What do you do in that scenario? Let's talk about it.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God, tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What is going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, where we are the #1 independent resource for rappers who do not want to wait on a record label, because we're doing it on our own time. Hashtag I don't need a label. You already know the deal. This question was asked to me by a member of our private Music into Millions Discord, which if you want to join, I'll leave the link below. It's a community of supportive rappers who just want to see each other grow and succeed. So I look forward to seeing you in there. But this is a really great question. He said, what do you do if you either pay for a feature or even just talk to a friend and it's just not what you were expecting at all? It's not up to the par that you wanted this song to be, and it either ruins the song or it just ruins what you had in mind for the vision. And that can be a stressful place to be in. I mean, especially say you're the type of person who you reach out to Travis Scott, and because Travis Scott uses his melodic, crooning, singing, Travis Scott, the psychedelic vocals, everything like that, and you want that style. And Travis Scott sends you a verse back and he's doing some boom bap rap shit. It's like, hold on, what? It just does not sit right. So when that's the case for your song, here are a couple things that you can do to fix the song, or at least alleviate the situation. So first off, you gotta ask yourself, why don't you like it? Is it because it's a different flow than you expected them to use? Did they just completely use a different style? Maybe the verse just wasn't that hot. Maybe they're top tier lyricists and they kind of gave you some B+ bars. Just be honest with yourself. What don't you like about the song? Because unless you know what you don't like about it, you're not going to know how to approach the artist and discuss it so that way you can make it better. So that's the first thing you need to do, is figure out exactly what about the verse or the hook, whatever they send you back, you don't like. So the first thing that you can do after you figure out why you don't like it is you could politely ask the artist to change it. And that could be, reaching out to them, just be like, hey, listen, the verse that you sent me just really was not up to par. I know you as a lyricist are phenomenal, and I just feel like you can do better than that, and it didn't really portray the message of the song that I was going for. Now, the one thing that I would say whenever you're asking an artist to change something, or you're talking to them about something they could do better, you have to remember that art is like a baby. I'm that way with my beats and the songs that I create. I'm sure you're that way with your verses and your songs too. And when someone says that it's not good or it's not up to par, you feel attacked, because it's like, what are you talking about? I made this, so I know it's hot. So you have to go about it in a way that's not going to make the artist feel like you're coming at their neck or you're attacking them. Approach it directionally from the song itself. Say, listen, insert artist name. I love you. You're phenomenal. You're great at what you do. I had a specific vision for the way I wanted this song to go, and I just feel like the verse that you sent me back just was not fully up to par, and I was wondering if you'd be able to rewrite it. And now there are some artists who have way too little or big, I don't know what the right term would be, of an ego, and they just will blow up and freak out, and they can't handle criticism like that. If that's the case, sometimes it's best to just, cut your losses on that one and maybe scrap the song or move on to another feature or something like that, which we'll discuss in a couple minutes. But don't be afraid to ask an artist to change something. Kanye West made Pusha T, lyricist Pusha T, rewrite a verse 4 times for one of his songs. Can you imagine that? Pusha T wrote the song, and Pusha T is an amazing rapper. I don't know if you listen to his music, but he can rap his ass off. And he brought his verse to Kanye, probably recorded it, and Kanye's like, no, that ain't it. And now I can imagine Kanye not necessarily doing it with as much tact or as gracefully as he should have. I was not in the room. He very well may have been polite. I don't know. But I can just picture kind of like, nah, go back, try this again. This ain't it. That ain't it, chief. And so he made him rewrite it 4 times. 4 times. Don't be afraid to ask an artist to change something if it's for the bettering of the song. But that's where you have to come from. Like I said, do not attack the artist. come from the perspective of, I just want this song to be the best song possible. Because think about it, if you guys have the best song possible, you both win. Everybody in that situation wins. You want the song to be as great as it can be. So the next thing that you can do, if the artist maybe doesn't want to change it, or they have too bruised of an ego to be able to deal with that type of criticism, is you could just remove their verse from the song. If you do go this route and you just, you know what, they told me they're not going to change it, they don't want to make any corrections, they either don't have the time, or I paid for this feature and they're telling me they're going to charge me the full price again, then it may be best to just take them off the song completely. But please, 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 if you do go that route, make sure you tell the artist, because from a personal experience, this has happened to me before, where you record a verse, work on a song with either a person or a group of people, and then all of a sudden the song comes out and it's like, my verse is not on there. Like, what did you guys do? Like, you just completely took me off the song and you're just not gonna tell me, and now I find out when the song drops. Like, I don't know about you, but I was pissed off at that person. I was like, you could have told me that my verse was not good enough or my verse didn't fit the vision of the song. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really liked the verse I made for that song, which that's its own point, but it's the fact that he didn't even choose to tell me. He just dropped the song and was like, I guess we'll figure it out when he sees it. Do not do that, because that is the biggest slap in the face to an artist, and it's extremely disrespectful. And like I said, coming from having been in that receiving end of that, it sucks, and it makes you feel like shit as a rapper. So don't put that on someone else. Something that you can do preemptively though, like before you even send the song, so that way you don't run into this issue, is you can actually discuss with the artist the vision that you have for the song. So I'll go back to the Travis Scott example. So if the type of song that you're sending him is like in his vein of music, but specifically you want him to do a verse that's reminiscent of like, Astro World, or maybe you're going for like the pornography sound or something like that, whatever. It's the fact that you be clear in the beginning and let your intentions be known. Like, the reason I'm getting you on this song is because I want you to sing melodically with auto-tune and add the crazy effects on your voice like you always add. If you don't tell him that and you just send him the song may speak to him in a completely different way than it speaks to you. Because one thing you need to remember is art is subjective. So a song can mean one thing to me and it can mean a completely different thing to another person. It could be the same exact song, same words, same beat, same mix and master, same everything. It can mean one thing to me and it can mean a completely opposite thing to another person. So unless you're clear from the start with what your intentions are and what your vision for the song is, that's up to someone's interpretation. And people do not always see eye to eye when it comes to art. Everyone has different influences and perspectives that affect the way that they see music and art and movies and literally everything. But that, I think, in my opinion, is the best way to go about it, is just discuss with that artist. Like, when you hit them up and like, yo, I'm going to be sending you a verse. This is kind of the direction I wanted you to go. I'm giving you a little bit of flexibility if you want to do your own thing. Like, obviously feel free, but I kind of wanted you to stay a little bit more in these parameters. If not, then I'm going to have to look for somebody else. Like, if you lay that out from the groundwork and from the beginning, that is so much more respectable, because you're being upfront and you're being honest about what your expectations are. So nobody can be like, well, you didn't tell me you wanted it to be like this, or you didn't tell me you wanted me to sing, or whatever it may be. It avoids a lot of headaches and issues in the end if you just preemptively, this is what I want, this is how I want it to be, take it or leave it. So that is what I would do in my perspective if I got a feature back from an artist and I was just like, that ain't it, chief, that is not, what I was trying to hear from you. So let me know in the comments, what would you do? Would you take the person off of the song? Would you ask them to do a rewrite? Or would you be smart and just, preemptively, and before you even send it out, let them know like, hey, this is what I want you to do. Hopefully you can accommodate, hopefully you can make it happen, because if so, I know this is going to be a banger. So let me know in the comments below which one of these you think you would use in that scenario. Like I said, if you want to join our private Discord and be surrounded by a bunch of rappers who are just motivated to see each other succeed and grow, and just a bunch of really great discussions going on in there, hit the link below and I'll see you in there. Peace.